And this amendment, Mr. Chairman, is about trust. It's about trust because we've been told, the American people have been told, that the president's doing all he can to make sure that gas prices are low, your diesel prices are low, but that's indeed absolutely not the case. And of course, using the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for issues of national security or natural disaster, instead using it for political purposes to drive down the price of gas just prior to the election, is not the reason for the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, yet that's how it was used. So this bill seeks to remedy that. But we need some teeth in it, Mr. Speaker. We need some evidence from the Energy Secretary that the Secretary will actually support increased in federal lands leased when they draw down on the strategic reserve. So this amendment requires the plan to include the list of actual parcels planned to be offered for lease, and for each parcel, its size, location, and any permits approval necessary for the access and production. Because we simply can't take their word for it. They'll tell you, oh, well, we've got 9,000 leases. What are you all complaining about? Meanwhile, you can't get a permit for the lease to go on to the leased land and actually do the exploration and the operation. You can't get a permit, so the lease is meaningless. They never mentioned that. The 9,000 leases might as well be meaningless. And that's why there's a trust issue here. So this bridges that trust issue and says, well, okay, if you've got a plan and you've got leases and you've got parcels, that's great. Let's see them. And let's see the permits associated with them that will actually allow us in America to go get our resources, the natural resources given to Americans by the good Lord, to go use so that they can drive down their own prices and live in their communities in a way that's affordable. This administration tells us all the time they're doing all they can, but they're not doing all they can when they tell you they're going to outlaw your gas stove and require you to buy an electric vehicle, by the way, which they can't support charging, but that's another story. We need them to provide the permits and the approvals necessary to access the land.
Good afternoon, friends. I have important news from the Internal Revenue Service that has just been released. Many Americans may be very disappointed this year as smaller relief payments are being sent out. The federal government is warning Americans that they may be forced to pay back any relief cash that they received so far during the crisis. So, dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for the complete details. I will be announcing 2 winners tomorrow for the $75 Walmart gift card giveaways. Please make sure you enter the giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the weekly giveaways. On January 23rd, the Internal Revenue Service had issued a news release announcing the start of the tax filing season. This is a tax filing season that is taking place from January to April 2023, and it's for your 2022 taxes. In the news release, the Internal Revenue Service had an important warning about the impact of stimulus checks on the tax return that you'll file this year. Specifically, the IRS made it clear that because there were no stimulus payments last year on the federal level, you may find yourself with a smaller tax refund than you might expect. Since many Americans count on their tax refunds to help them pay down debt, bulk up their bank accounts, or accomplish other important financial goals, it is important to understand this IRS warning so you are not caught off guard. According to the IRS news release, there are 2 big reasons why your tax refund may be smaller this year than it was during the last tax filing season. The Recovery Rebate Credit was a $1,400 check authorized by the American Rescue Plan Act. The American Rescue Plan Act also expanded the child tax credit, offering parents $3,600 for children under age 6, and offering $3,000 for parents of children aged 6 to 17. These amounts were per child. Together, these 2 stimulus payments resulted in millions of Americans receiving thousands of dollars in extra tax credits when they filed their 2021 tax returns last year. If you got used to having that big refund because of the stimulus checks, you are likely to be very disappointed this year when you receive much less money from the IRS since neither of these stimulus check programs was renewed in 2022. If you were anticipating a larger refund than you received, it may be hard to cope with the financial consequences, especially if you had earmarked the money for something important. The good news is you can find other ways to bring in extra cash for your financial goals. And if you are a resident of that state, you may receive a payment depending on where you reside. The important thing is to heed the IRS warning. Be aware that your refund may be less than you had hoped for, and do make other plans to make up for this shortfall, especially if you are counting on the cash coming in. As a result of an error, some Americans may receive more than they were supposed to. The IRS will typically make an adjustment on the balance due or potentially shrink the refund. Both homeowners and renters in New Jersey can expect a rebate check based on their property taxes. In New Jersey, according to our survey, 798,000 people lived below the poverty line in 2019. By the year 2021, an additional 133,000 people were living in poverty. Many state officials have made it clear they are going to take action to provide more residents with extra financial relief. So New Jersey homeowners with a household income of less than $150,000 on their 2019 tax returns will receive $1,500, while homeowners who earned as much as $250,000 will receive $1,000. And qualified renters will also receive $450. Payments are being processed and sent within the first few months of 2023 and should reach all eligible residents by May 2023. Idaho officials began sending rebate checks in early 2022, followed by a second wave in September 2022. Single filers who were eligible for the one-time payment of $300 and married filers were eligible for $600. Idaho state officials are still processing refunds as taxpayers catch up on late taxes to take advantage of the windfall. They also have announced that they developed an online portal so residents can track their payments. Well, my amazing and dearest friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community. And I appreciate all of you joining me here daily. I will be announcing 2 winners tomorrow for the $75 Walmart gift card giveaways. Please make sure that you enter it by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then do comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed Thursday.